Hello, grade threes. We all know the game Simon Says. Well, today we're going to change it up a bit. This is going to be the Earth Says. So, whatever the Earth says, I would like you to do. First off, Earth says stand up. Earth says sit down. Earth says clap your hands. Earth says talk to yourself. Earth says stretch your arms. Miss Rainbow says stamp your feet. Oh, I've probably got some of you. Remember, it's Earth says and not Miss Rainbow says. Earth says stamp your feet. Earth says whistle. Okay, you can stop whistling now. Okay, grade threes. So, all those things that you did that the Earth said are all verbs. They're all action words, right? A verb is a doing or an action word. Now I want you to look at these pictures. They are what the Earth said you needed to do. So you sat down, you stood up, you clapped your hands, you spoke to yourself, you stretched, you stamped your feet, and you whistled. But I want you to think about how did you stand up and how did you sit down? How did you clap your hands? How did you speak to yourself? How did you stretch your arms? How did you stamp your feet? And how did you whistle? And I've thought about it, and when the Earth said I needed to do it, I stood up quickly, I sat down slowly, I clapped my hands happily, I spoke softly, I stretched slowly, I stamped my feet quickly, and I whistled loudly. All those words I use to describe how I did my action are called adverbs. So I quickly stood up, I quietly sat down. That's describing how I've done it. So today we are going to learn about adverbs. I want you to think about what is an adverb. Thinking about how you did those actions, I want you to think how you could describe what an adverb is. Right, grade threes, I'm sure you've all guessed it by now, but an adverb tells you more about the verb, which is the doing word. All right, it adds on to the verb. You think of adverb, it's adding on to the verb. It tells you where, why, or how something happens or is done. If you think about how you sat down quickly. How did you stand up? You stood up slowly. How did you talk to yourself? Quietly. How did you stretch those arms? Perhaps you stretched them slowly. How did you clap your hands? Perhaps you clapped them happily. How did you whistle? You probably whistled loudly. All right, the adverb is adding on to the verb. It's telling you more about the verb. Many adverbs are made by adding ly onto the end of an adjective. The first one, kind. The boy kindly carried the old lady's bags. Carried is our verb, and kindly is describing how the boy carried the lady's bags. He carried the bags kindly. The next one, strange. It was strangely quiet in the village. All right, quiet is your verb, and strangely is the adverb. It's telling you how quiet it was in the village. Can you make a sentence using these adverbs? Remember, in your sentence, there needs to be a verb as well. So I want you to make a sentence with sadly, safely, happily, and the last one, slowly. Adverbs can also tell you when something happens. Our friends arrived yesterday. Yesterday is the adverb. Arrived is the verb. The holidays will soon be over. Over will be the verb and soon will be the adverb. Can you make sentences using these adverbs? I would like you to make a sentence with late, today, after, and the last one, now. Okay, grade 3. So, an adverb adds on to the verb. It tells me more about the verb. Alright? And they usually end with an ly. But adverbs can also tell you when something happens. I would like you please to go to your Google Forms and complete the worksheet on adverbs so that we can all see how hard you're working. We can't wait to see all your work.